Okay, I think we are good to start today's Caribbean Corner webinar. Thank you everybody for joining us. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves first. Stephen, we are having a technical problem, so we're going to try behind the scenes and make it work for you. But in the meantime, Stephen, just give a brief intro. Tell us who you are, where you're from today. Oh, he's frozen. Okay. We'll move away from Stephen.
No, I'm back.
Franz.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
Sorry,
You're
I'm
back.
back.
Okay.
My name is Stephen Smith. I'm the sales and marketing manager for the beautiful island of Tobago. I'm based here in
Okay.
London, sunny London. So
Super,
hopefully
super.
it'll
So yeah,
work.
we're gonna try and get everything working. So thank you, Stephen. We'll hopefully see you later. Franz, hello, how are you?
Hi everyone, I'm a sales and marketing manager for the Bahamas tourist office here in London.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Franz. And we also have the lovely Carolyn. Carolyn, hello.
Hi, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are around the globe. I'm Carolyn Brown from the fabulous villas of Little Harbour Estate on the tiny little island of Anguilla.
Super. Carolyn, can you take us to the little Caribbean sunshine?
I can. Can you see me? You there? Right, good afternoon and good morning or good evening, wherever you are. I'm representing the beautiful villas of Little Harbour Estates on, as I mentioned before, the little tiny island of Anguilla in the Leeward Islands of the Caribbean. We are a family business, started originally 34 years plus ago by the lovely Val and John Barker. They have a long-term relationship with Anguilla. They sailed in some 30 plus years ago, fell in love with the island, and from that decided to build a beach house, and then so evolved the Little Harbour Estate Villas. We're very different, very special. They're all fully exclusive use. They are large in size, but absolutely fantastic properties. And I'm going to take some time just to share a little bit about the villas themselves, what we offer as a company, and for your guests, if they choose or are looking for a villa holiday. We have the beach house, which is on fantastic Meads Bay. For those that know Anguilla, the beach house sits between Malliahana and the Four Seasons. It's the one of the about three now standalone villas on Meads Bay. And then if we travel about 10 minutes across from Meads Bay, we're going to Le Bleu and Indigo. They sit side by side at Little Harbour with stunning views across to our sister island of St. Martin, and on a clear day, St. Bart's in the distance. As I said, it's Meads Bay, which is down here just to the left of the screen. And as I said, we're right in the middle of Meads Bay, and then a 10-minute journey across to Le Bleu and Indigo. Both, all three properties, as we say, three properties, two locations, they're all very different. And we really say that, it's a great opportunity to match the villas to your clients' needs. Connectivity to Anguilla has hugely improved over the years, and it continues to get better. Just to update you a little bit, on the airport, they have now announced that the new terminal at the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport will open in the fall. So that's really exciting news. It will be a big upgrade, state-of-the-art airport to what the facility that we have at present. At the moment, we have from the US, American Airlines. They have a direct service in from Miami. It varies from the season, but that does go straight Miami, Anguilla. You've got Delta, JetBlue, Spirit, United, Intercaribbean coming in from the US from various gateways. From Canada, Air Canada, again, seasonal, Sunwing, WestJet and Air Transit. From the UK travellers, British Airways and Virgin Atlantic, they come into Antigua, and then it's a short 50-minute flight across from Antigua, and I'll touch on that with the inter-island carriers. And then we have Air France and KLM, both coming from regional gateways in the UK. You can fly via Paris and Amsterdam, and then from Germany, Condor, and then the Latin American market, again, American Airlines, Bianca and Copa coming into St. Martin. So St. Martin being our hub at the moment, but also the direct services will start to improve into Anguilla. For the inter-island carriers, Anguilla Air Services operate 3 flights a week. They've just extended their summer season flights to a Tuesday, Thursday, and a Saturday from Antigua, now meeting the European flights, the BA and the Virgin into Antigua. And they also cover regional islands as well, as does Trans-Anguilla, Tradewind Aviation, and Cape Air. We also, if you have clients that fly their own private jets, we do have great private jet facilities at the airport as well. Anyone coming into St. Martin, we have the Blowing Point ferry terminal, and guests are met at the airport, Princess Juliana Airport, and they're taken across to the airport dock and straight to Blowing Point, about a 20-25 minute boat journey. So really good options for getting to Anguilla. And to the beautiful Little Harbour Estates villas. The beach house, as I said, is on Meads Bay. You have direct access straight through the little picket gate out onto this extraordinary beach. Anyone that knows Anguilla knows that the beaches are not, we don't have a mass tourism, so you're not going to get overcrowding. And the beach house caters for 16 guests in 8 master suites and 10 bathrooms. All villas are full staff with a private chef, daily maid service, security, which if guests need it, but Anguilla is a very safe destination. We also have pool team that look after all the swimming pools and all the gardens. Our guest experience manager, Akira, has what we call the little black book of Anguilla. Anything that guests want, we can arrange for them. The beach house has beautiful indoor and outdoor dining spaces. We have tennis and pickleball, and we also have a games floor with a 16-seat cinema. So it is really a beautiful property. Even though it's right on the beach, it's still extremely private. Just to give you a bit of an outlay of the properties, as I said, the tennis and pickleball at number 1, you come through the main drive. We have a separate apartment at number 2, which is fantastic if our guests are traveling with staff or a nanny, or they've got teenage children or grandparents that actually don't want to be in the main house. It's a perfect private space with kitchen, living space, private bathrooms, etc. Into the main house, we have 2 master suites on the top floor. We also, with each of the properties, have a commercial kitchen. So if any of your guests have dietary requirements or they are kosher, we can cater to all their needs. So it also is a great opportunity so that we're not actually in the main kitchen when guests are waiting for dinner or anything. It's prepped very, very privately. As I said, Meads Bay, absolutely stunning stretch of beach. For those that know the island, Malihana up here in the top corner. And then just dotted along here, you've got great little bars and restaurants, small apartment hotels. And it really is, this is not touched up. This is a beautiful shot of the beach. And it really is an absolute stunning location. I'll just go through some of the images of villas. It's very open. The doors with glass walls completely open up, so it's very much indoor and outdoor living. Fantastic dining space. We have a mezzanine floor, which is nice to sit up here and just look at the views and to read with, as I said, the 2 master suites, and then additional suites at the back of the property as well. And then for the goes again, know the island, 4 seasons down here on the far left. All of our villas have an indoor-outdoor bathroom element to them. They're all very large in size and, you know, beautiful bathroom amenities as well. And on the ground floor, we have one of our rooms, this room at the front here, great for people that maybe don't want to use the stairs, have maybe slight disabilities, or they just want general access straight out onto the pool deck and the jacuzzi. This is a perfect opportunity, a perfect room for them as well. And then one of the key selling points with the villa, even though it is a beach destination, you know, we do have a lot of families, multi-generational. The gaming floor is fantastic. To the left of the floor, we have a full gym with all the latest equipment, and to the right, we have a 16-seat cinema. All the games that you can imagine. We all have a karaoke machine. There's a bar just tucked around to the right in the corner. This picture actually doesn't do it justice. It's a massive space. And as I said, the largest cinema in Anguilla at 16 seats. We have a bar as well. We have a full cinema menu for the adults and the kids and children of the groups. And then the other beautiful thing with Meads Bay, the most extraordinary sunsets on Anguilla. They really are quite special. And then if we drive about 10 minutes across the island, just so you know, Anguilla is only 36 square miles. So it's a very long and narrow island. So it's very, very easy to get around. We have the beautiful Le Bleu Villa. This is set in 2.5 acres. It takes 20 guests, 11 masters. Again, the whole full service that I mentioned with Beach House, you get this right throughout each of the properties. We have two. What makes this different is Le Bleu does have 2 separate living spaces. We have Petit Le Bleu and then what we call the Grand House. As I said, set over 2.5 acres with 2 swimming pools. It sits side by side to Indigo, our third property. So a great combination. And we do have guests that take this if they're doing big family celebrations. They'll take the 2 properties together. We have 2 what we call secret gates tucked into the beautiful gardens that guests can come in and out and access. We have an open area here, which is what we call Cinnamon Reef for swimming, snorkeling. It's a very calm area. And as I said, it's in 2 separate areas through the main gates into Petit Le Bleu, which has 2 suites, our commercial kitchen, another big games room, family area. You have the tennis and pickleball, down through the beautiful water gardens and into the main house, again with 2 master suites. It's an upside down house, but we have 2 masters on the main floor and then underneath the additional suites. The area 9 that we show here, we use this for yoga, but is actually a dining pad. We can set this up in the evening, we can marquee it, and then over at 10 is our beach area with cabana, jacuzzi, we have outdoor grill and beach access as well. So it really is a fantastic property, as I said, for multi-generational families or for groups of friends traveling together. It's a beautiful choice, and this just gives you an idea of the outlook. You've got St. Martin, you have St. Bart's, and it really is a stunning property. Even though it's vast, it's still very personable and just really nice place to stay and fantastic to sit out here with a cocktail. And what is so beautiful is the changing landscape as well, with St. Martin's in the distance in the evening, all the twinkling lights. It really is really lovely. All our bathrooms, all our suites have walk-in closets as well as they're really large bathrooms too. And then Petit Le Bleu at the back, again, another swimming pool, the 2 suites, the commercial kitchen, and it really is great for families that are traveling together or teenagers that want to be away from mum and dad and just have their own space and be able to come and go as they want. It really is fantastic. And again, gaming area, we've also at times made this into a corporate space for guests that have come over for breakout meetings, and we can set up for boardroom gatherings. The beach access, all our properties, and I haven't mentioned this before, come with kayak, paddle boards. All the water sports facilities are part of the complimentary. And again, we can, arrange additional activities if people want to scuba dive and things, but I'll touch on that a little bit later. Again, that beautiful outlook across to St. Martin, it really is an exceptional property. And then next door, just popping next door to Indigo, again, more traditional. It was the first property that the Barkers built. It has the most fantastic feel. The gardens here are absolutely beautiful. There's all little nooks, what I call nooks and crannies, that you can tuck yourself away to read or have a massage. Maybe you want to do some meditation. It really is a beautiful property. It's very, very tranquil. Again, caters to 20 guests, again, full staff. We have the 10 masters and 11 bathrooms, indoor and outdoor living space, and also 2 swimming pools. Each of our properties has its own tennis courts. There's no sharing of any of the facilities at any of the properties. And again, you get the layout. In number 1, we call this the gatehouse. The entry area has 3 suites in it, through to the tennis court, pickleball courts, and then down to the main house and the what we call Little Indigo at number 7, which is the master with the swimming pool, but all interconnects on beautiful little walkways around the properties. You can see here, it's all connected through. And then we have a cabana down the bottom here, which we use a lot for massage, meditation, wellness treatments. And a small beach access, master suite, Little Indigo. Actually, this pool's quite large. This picture doesn't really do it justice, but it is absolutely lovely. And with all the villas, as I mentioned before, we have the fantastic Akira, our guest experience manager. Anything our guests want, nothing is too much trouble, whether they want, as I mentioned before, spa treatments, they want fitness, restaurant reservations. Even though you have a private chef, with each of the villas. Anguilla is noted for its dining. We have over 120 dining options on the island. A lot of our guests still choose to eat out as well. So we can arrange any reservations for them. Island experiences and excursions, getting to a little bit more about the island itself. Celebrations, we do, as I said, we've got the great event space at the beach house with 1 acre. Le Bleu, which has a vast number of different areas we can set up for dinners. We can turn our hand to any celebration. We do a lot of family celebrations, and obviously weddings and things like that. But we don't overly promote the weddings too much, but we do obviously offer them as well, and I'll explain why. The island activities, there's a lot more on offer in Anguilla than there used to be. It was very much known as a beach and restaurant destination. Now there's so many different things that guests can do. I touched on the kayaking before, but also there's tours that you can do with liquid glow in the evening, night kayaking. We've got scuba diving. There's 4 Paddy and Bezak companies on the island. Sailing is a massive part of the Anguilla culture as well. And I won't go through these individually, but I will touch on the golf course at Aurora Resort. It's an 18-hole PGA Greg Norman design course, and it also has a 9-hole with fantastic clubhouse there and dining with D. Richards. So 6 offshore keys, all sorts of activities, and mini mokes, which are hugely popular on the island. You can choose the color of the moke you want. And for those that want a little bit, see Anguilla a little bit differently, the east end of the island is very different to the west end. It's great for hiking and caving, and there's lots of tours and excursions, or you can do it independently yourself to explore. We've really thought long and hard, due to our multi-gen families, about the children's experiences and trying to be a little bit different than what everybody else is offering. Obviously, we've got, the painting classes and crafting, but we also do offer swimming lessons. You can join the youth sailing club for a day to learn how to sail. We do fantastic movie nights. And Aurora has a water park. We can arrange tickets for that as well. And we can do all sorts of lessons, from swimming lessons to tennis and pickleball, making their own kites. So just a little bit different, and just to make it a little bit more exciting for the young members of the groups that we get to stay at the villas. The whole dining experience in Anguilla is a massive part of what the Barkers believe should be part of the villa experience. They're great foodies themselves, and we're just about to launch actually 8 new menus. Our chef is Kelston Sweets Connor. He's worked internationally in Thailand and Europe and the US, and he really has a great talent. And the menus that he creates are absolutely fantastic. What we do like to do a little bit differently is speak to our guests before arrival, so we can actually plan their menus, at least for the first 48 hours, just something a little bit different, so they're not turning up not really knowing what to expect. So we're very hands-on with the guests and their requirements, and again, their dietary requirements. I mentioned weddings. We do offer weddings, but we do have a 7-day minimum, just to because we do get people asking for 48 hours, but we feel that just the whole preparation, and we like to make sure we're getting it right. So we do have a 7-day minimum on all weddings. And obviously meetings, events, celebrations come into it as well. And we do have all the space available at the villas for these events. For the trade, we have a fantastic trade portal on the website. You can access that just by signing up, and then we'll send you a pass to come in. And on the portal, you'll have all your photography, your footage. We have our e-brochure. We have fact sheets for each of the villas, branded and unbranded. We also just updated the Island Dining Guide, Anguilla Experiences. We also, I've touched on these already, but the general manager, guest experience manager, our head chef, curated menus, activity and experience. And just to give you an idea of the fact sheets, we constantly update these and add in new imagery for you. So you can download these straight, as I said, straight off the trade portal. And we've just updated these as well today, actually. So they're available for you. We like to think that this is a little bit of fun, and for the kids or the grown-ups to send some happy posts back to their friends and family. Our rates for 2025 have remained the same as 24, and we're going to continue this through to 2026. They will not change. We have also a bed and breakfast offer with Indigo, which we do with reduced occupancy as well. And again, this just opens it up for those that maybe want to do their own cooking, maybe want to eat out a little bit more. We can bring chef in if they need, but it really is just a nice sort of, just a little bit different, something we're trying out, and it's actually being well received as well. We we've actually have some Christmas availability up until at all three villas from 19th to 27th of December, and after that they're booked. So if anyone's still looking for festive, please let us know. And also we really try and say, you know, it says here the low season, but I call summer in Anguilla, you know, that sort of April through to September, really the slow season for those in the know, because the rates are much cheaper. They still offer exactly the same experience you'll get any other time of the year, and the weather's fantastic. So please don't be put off coming to Anguilla at sort of in the summer period. It really is stunning. I mentioned the offer already. I'm Carolyn Brown, as I introduced myself before, but also Danielle Barker. She's the MD of the company. She is the daughter of the owners, and we're both on hand 24/7. And we always say Friday night about 5 o'clock it starts getting busy. So if anybody has any questions, inquiries, interested in knowing more about the villas, please reach out to Danielle or myself. And you know, we look forward to meeting some of you. And as we say, exquisite villas, extraordinary locations, exceptional service, 33 years in the making, and a Caribbean odyssey. Thank you very much.
Super. Thank you very much, Carolyn. If anybody has any questions for Carolyn, pop them into the Q&A and she will answer them shortly. So now we're leaving Anguilla. We're heading over to the Bahamas. Franz, it's all yours. Franz, are you there? Oh, I think Franz is frozen.
No, I'm here. One
No,
second.
he's here. He's here.
Can everyone see my presentation?
No, we can see it very small. Oh, hang on. That's better. Yeah.
See you now? Okay. So yes, my name is Franz Taylor. I'm District Sales and Marketing Manager for the Bahamas Tourist Office in London, and I'm going to take you to the islands of the Bahamas. So I'm going to play a short video first so you can see what our beautiful country has to offer.
They say we living in a doggy dog world, but I tell them say all girls talk to heaven. Heaven, sweat and taste, toiling all day. Watch as you go, friends and family drift away. Boy, don't you stop, continue to fight. Forgive them peace and love, and everything will be alright. Say. They say who can offer not honored. Spare feet by the pump I used to do water. Scrub or jelly piece I come from the gutter. Hide and seek and catching fees in the summer. Mama used to say, play with puppy and lick your mouth. 30 pieces of silver, man, you know what they're talking about. Boy, don't you stop, continue to fight. Forgive them peace and love, and everything will be alright. Say. Give me the music. Give me the culture, minds. Give me. I need it. Give me the music. Give me. I want it. Give me the movie. Give me. Got to have it. Give me Reagan Street. Give me. I need it. Give me the joker. I want it. Give me. Give me my culture. My culture.
So as you can see from that video, we have countless experiences and things to do, and an offering for every type of traveler. In terms of the Bahamas, we're an archipelago of 700 islands and keys, but we are 16 main islands that we market as destinations. So we enjoy an average temperature of 27 degrees Celsius for our country. In terms of the makeup of our islands, we have Nassau. Nassau is the capital, and here's where you'll find the majority of the population, the majority of the businesses, and more of the larger resorts and hotels will be on the capital of Nassau. Then there's Grand Bahama, which we call our second island or a second city. And here you find a balance of the metropolitan life and island life. Is the perfect hybrid. For those who are looking for ecotourism, this is the island for you. And then you have the out islands, which is the term that we use for the remainder of the islands. Here is where you'll get to experience the authentic Bahamian culture and natural beauty that our country has to offer. So in terms of getting here, it's never been easier. We have daily nonstop flights between London, Heathrow, and Nassau through British Airways. We also have daily nonstop flights between the major cities in US and Canada. So for example, we have Miami, New York, and Toronto. You can also get to us through ferries from Florida. So you can go through Fort Lauderdale and go from Fort Lauderdale to the island of Bimini, which is only 2.5 hours. And you could also do Fort Lauderdale to the island of Grand Bahama in 3 hours. So for those who want to do a 2-center vacation, so they want to go shopping in Florida or go to Disney World in Florida and then go to the Bahamas, this would be a good option. So in terms of interline agreements, we have interline agreements between British Airways and our national flag carrier, Bahamas Air, as well as Virgin Atlantic and Bahamas Air. And we have key connectivity to these islands of the Exumas, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, and Abaco, and same-day connections from London Heathrow, where you can get to Miami and get to us, as well through American Airlines. You can also do it with Virgin Atlantic, and you can do it through JetBlue, going to JFK and then to Nassau. With Freeport, you can do Virgin, going to Miami, and then from Miami, you can go straight to Freeport. So just in terms of things that you can do in our beautiful country, I already mentioned some of them, but here in the first picture, this is Arawak Key, where you'll find beautiful and tasty Bahamian cuisine, entertainment, live music. This is where we Bahamians like to hang out with our family and friends. So it's perfect for those that want to be immersed in the culture. In Nassau, we have the cruise port, which we've invested heavily into it in improvements. $300 million went into it in 2023, and we have had record number of cruise ships coming in because of that. Downtown in Nassau, you will find the straw market for those looking for souvenirs. We have a lot of souvenirs made in the Bahamas from straw, from the palm leaves when they're dried, woven into bags and hats and different things like that. And our most and largest important festival is Junkanoo. This is held on Independence Day. It is held in Boxing Day and in New Year. So very exciting and vibrant celebration where the whole community is involved. And then it's not a surprise that with such beautiful oceans, we can do fishing, boating, and diving, and this can be done all throughout the year and in all our islands. So it makes this a great opportunity for those that love the water. And first, I'm going to start with the island of Nassau. I'm going to let you know about the places that you can stay. But for Nassau, as you can see on the map, you have on the left the Pinland International Airport, and then you have these three areas of Cable Beach, downtown, and Paradise Island, where you'll find the highest concentration of hotels and resorts. So starting with the area of Cable Beach, you'll find the Sandals Royal Bahamian Hotel. And this Sandal in particular is unique, being that it has its own private island across from it. It is an adult all-inclusive resort. It's perfect for romance. So for those who are doing weddings or honeymoons, you have 404 rooms here, and you have restaurants, several pools, and a private car service that you can get from the airport. Also in Cable Beach, you have Bahamar. It's among our top 2 largest hotels in the Bahamas. You have over 2,300 rooms here. It consists of 3 hotels. So you have the Grand Hyatt, SLS, and Rosewood. Grand Hyatt is known for having excellent facilities for events and conferences, excellent for groups. SLS caters to the person that enjoys having a cocktail or the nightlife, and Rosewood is an ultra luxury resort. It is more private, intimate luxury experience. And you'll find here over 40 restaurants and bars, many pools. You have the largest casino in the Caribbean in this hotel complex as well. And lots of activities, events, and nightlife here in this Bahamar Hotel. Not too far from Cable Beach, you have Goldwyn. Goldwyn is a hybrid of residential and hotel. It is a beachfront hotel, so it has views of the ocean in front of it, and on the other side, on the back, has views of the Bahamar Golf Course. So a very nice location and very strategic location, being that it's 5 minutes away from Cable Beach and 5 minutes away from downtown as well. So it is a centric, quiet location. And here you'll find rooms that are more studio style with its own private kitchen and balcony. Now we're going to talk about downtown. Downtown, you'll find the Margaritaville and one particular Harbour hotels. This hotel is a unique hotel, being that it is excellent for the family vacationers, being that you have a water park, you have an entertainment arcade type room, and you have 295 luxury ocean view rooms, suites, and residences. They also incorporated recently a family all-inclusive package, which will make it even more attractive to those traveling in families. And for Paradise Island, which you get to by crossing over a bridge from Nassau, now Paradise Island is the perfect place when it comes to adventure, entertainment. You have the Atlantis Hotel here, the iconic Atlantis Hotel, so successful that they've even built one in Dubai at the Palm. So here you have 5 properties, the Royal Coral, Harborside Resort, the Cove, and the Reef Residences. You have all sorts of entertainment and adventure, such as the Aquaventure Water Park. There is a huge aquarium as well. You have a marina. We call it Marina Village, which has the marina, but also lots of restaurants and bars along that marina. There's a casino, you have a golf course, and you have spa services as well. And in Paradise Island, you also have Comfort Suites. Comfort Suites is a more affordable option to still enjoy what Paradise Island has to offer. Here at this hotel, you have the kids eat free. You have a complimentary breakfast each night that you're there. And you have full use of the Atlantis Water Park through the booking of this hotel. So it's an excellent option for families. And then the Ocean Club. is one of the most exclusive hotels in the Bahamas. You have a beautiful luxury guest room, suites and villas and residences. Multiple James Bond movies have been featured at this hotel. And here you have spa services and poolside activities that you could get yourself involved in. And now for the island of Freeport, Grand Bahama, you have the Flamingo Bay Hotel. The Flamingo Bay Hotel, you have 67 rooms and 25 slip marina. You have a swim-up grotto bar, restaurant, many water sports that you can enjoy here, such as kayaking and banana boating, also snorkeling. You could go on a glass bottom boat. Very close to here is also a dolphin experience. Also, at Freeport Grand Bahama, you have the Grand Lucayan Resort. It is an all-inclusive resort. Here you have 196 rooms, 5 restaurants, and a bar. And you have a full-service spa and fitness center, and you will have access to water sports as well at this hotel. It's on a beautiful beach as well. And coming soon in 2026, you have the Six Senses hotel, which will be coming to Grand Bahama. This hotel will be unique, being that it will be focusing on sustainability and regeneration. So it was going to fit perfectly to what Grand Bahama has to offer and the hard work that they're doing in terms of conservation. And now I'm going to speak to you about the Out Islands. Just a little facts about each one so you can get an idea. The Abacos, for example, is known as the boating capital of the Bahamas. You have Cat Island, which has the highest point in the Bahamas, called Mount Alvernia. You have Eleuthera and Harbour Island, where you'll find pink sand beaches. The Exumas, home of the swimming pigs excursion, which many people love. And you have as well Long Island, where you'll see in that picture, that is Dean's Blue Hole, is the second deepest blue hole in the world. The island of Andros is the largest island, and here is the 3rd largest barrier reef in the world. The Berry Islands is known for being at the tongue of the ocean. It's excellent for coral reef snorkeling and diving, being that you have many coral walls that you can explore. And in the southern Bahamas, you have Ragged Island, Acklands and Crooked Island, and Mayaguana, which are excellent fly fishing locations. San Salvador is where Christopher Columbus first encountered the Americas. And you have the island of Bimini, which I call the shark capital of the Bahamas for those who want to do shark diving. And it's also considered to be an excellent place for sports fishing, as many world fishing tournaments are held here in the island of Bimini. And some of the hotels you can find in these beautiful islands, for example, Grand Isle, you can find us in the Exumas. Here you have beautiful, spacious 4-bedroom villas located on a beautiful beach. You have access to water sports and golf course and a restaurant. You have the Cove, which is in Eleuthera. It is off the beaten path. You have beautiful bungalows, rooms, suites, and villas. And Cape Santa Maria on Long Island, one of the best beaches in the world. That's where it's located. Also, you have beachfront bungalows and villas here. And Hilton, a resort, Bimini, you have a boutique casino type resort. It is good for shopping and excellent for those that are going there to do sports fishing. And not to forget, very important to take advantage of our booking rewards that we are having available for you. If you're booking the Bahamas, we've recently increased the rewards. So for Grand Bahama and the Out Islands, you have £30 per room, up to 5 rooms, and £150 per room for more than 5 rooms, at a minimum of 4 nights and two passengers, 2 persons. And for Nassau and Paradise Island, 20 per room for up to 5 rooms, and 100 per room for up to 5 rooms, a minimum of 4 nights and 2 persons. Also, for European residents booking the Bahamas, we have this credit where you can get 250 pounds off your flights for 4 to 6 consecutive nights, or for 7 consecutive nights, you can also get 2 free tickets. So 1 ticket for 4 to 6 and 2 for 7 consecutive nights. And something that to highlight, we have the People to People program, which is an excellent and award-winning program where you're introduced to the Bahamas through a Bahamian. And the way it works is that you're matched with a Bahamian according to interests and similarities. And this program has been excellent, being that you have lifelong friendships that have been developed through this, and you really get to experience the Bahamian lifestyle and culture through this experience. So very highly recommended. So thank you very much for your attention. Feel free to contact me for anything related to the Bahamas, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Franz. What a great video as well. Everybody was commenting on how amazing that video was. So you'll have a few requests, I would imagine, wanting to get their hands on it so they can share it on socials.
Sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to say that the link for the rewards is actually now in the chat. If anyone wants to get on that for the Bahamian side of things.
Okay, super. Thank you very much. Okay, Stephen, are you working?
I do believe I am, as long as you can hear me.
Yay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear and see you. So let's try and share the
Brilliant.
screen.
Before I go, I must say, even I was bopping along to that video. The music was great. So yeah, it was wonderful. But yes, without further ado, I did say everything was working. So let me make sure it is. Can you see me?
It's black, but it's coming. Yeah, there we go.
Wunderbar. Excellent. Well, welcome. Thank you guys very much. My name is Stephen Smith. I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager for the beautiful island of Tobago, and I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey of discovery around my island. So first of all, because you were just being highlighted the rewards, we also have our rewards at TobagoAwards.com. So please register on there and earn rewards. We have rewards for every single booking, minimum 7 nights to gain a reward. And then if you stay 2 weeks or longer, the reward, it becomes longer. We do have an online training program. It is being refurbished at the moment, but you can write it down, OTT/Tobago, but it isn't available right now as we speak, because we're sort of trying to update it and make it a little bit more fun. Actually, just saying that, its previous incarnation was actually described by OTT as the best one on their platform. So yeah, we're trying to sort of make the best even better. So please bear with us with that. But write down OTT Tobago. It will be coming online soon. So where are we? We're right at the very bottom of the crest of Caribbean islands, right down here, bottom right-hand corner. We are the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, but obviously my focus today is just on Tobago. We do actually sit outside the hurricane belt, so we don't get troubled by them on an annual basis. And yes, we are very much affected by South America with regards to the greenery on island and the coral and the nutrients in the water surrounding our islands for coral systems. But I will elaborate on those 2 areas or those 2 parts of our island as the presentation proceeds. Now, getting to the island is still very, very easy. We have a direct service on British Airways once a week on a Fridays. It touches down in St. Lucia, but passengers do not disembark. They stay on the aircraft, and that operates every single Friday. We hope that will come the winter service, so come November, that will increase back to 2 flights a week, but we'll wait and see what British Airways come back with. But they also operate a 3 times a week service to Port of Spain in Trinidad. No, prior when we found out that our service to via St. Lucia was only going to be once a week, we always had this Port of Spain service, and it was always 3 times a week. But you could never check your luggage all the way through, or check all the way through on Caribbean Airlines to Tobago. But that system has actually changed. So now you can actually check all the way through on the way out or on the way back. And so therefore, technically speaking, we have an additional 3 flights a week via Port of Spain. And actually, because of the St. Lucia touchdown, because it stops there for an hour, the Port of Spain service sometimes actually works out even quicker than our direct service, which is quite interesting. So 4 flights a week to Tobago. So getting there quite easy. For my North American friends and other European friends, there are other options. A lot of the time I keep forgetting to bring this side. I apologize. I'm being accosted by my new little kitten that seems to want to always attack me at these inappropriate times. So yeah, there are lots of she's still doing it again. There are other options for people who like for clients who particularly like Virgin Atlantic. There are services that connect via JFK and Barbados, going all the way through to Tobago, believe it or not. So there are 2 center options there. There are KLM services out of Amsterdam 3 times a week, as you can see. It does touch down in Barbados, but it goes to Port of Spain. And again, you can connect now with Caribbean Airlines. United have a Houston service, and I do believe, and I haven't actually put it on this side, there is also a seasonal service from New York as well. I think it's a winter service from New York on Caribbean Airlines down to Tobago. And with Caribbean Airlines, they have 12 rotations per day. So in effect, if you can get to Port of Spain, you can get to Tobago very easily. You can get to Tobago on the same day. All right. And finally, for our Canadian friends, there's again a seasonal, I think it's a winter seasons charter service every winter from Toronto straight to Tobago. So loads of different ways of getting there. Now, when your clients actually arrive, the newest news is the fact that about 3 weeks ago, our airport, brand new airport terminal, was opened. Not open for customers to arrive and to use, because obviously there's, with any new project, there's a health and safety period where they test everything, make sure everything works perfectly. But as you can see, these are images from that walk around and that ceremony where the airport was open. It looks like any ordinary, normal international airport, but our previous airport terminal was very small and very, very unique to the Caribbean. Yes, quite small and quite unique for Tobago, but now it's actually even bigger than Port of Spain. Actually, some of them are moaning over there saying it's even bigger than the capitals. So yes, we have a lovely new airport terminal with new facilities. I'm not going to go into the facilities. As you saw from the previous slide, it will finally be open for the first flights to arrive in July. So all between now and then, there's going to be lots of testing and a lot of testing. Okay, so that's the newest news. There are some exciting new hotel projects which I cannot officially talk about. There's at least 3 new hotel projects which are in the pipeline. And for Tobago, again, they're very, very exciting news, is because they are international names, which Tobago, is historically doesn't have. It's usually most locally owned properties. But so hopefully over the next 2-3 months, you'll hear some exciting news about some new properties, some international names, some American brands coming to Tobago. So the island itself, I'm going to take you on a little journey around the island. As I said at the very beginning, we're going to start down in the southwest and tip down here all the way up to the northeastern tip of the island. It's only 25 miles by 7 at its widest point, so it's not humongously large. And from the airport down here, Crown Point, all the way up to Speyside in the top right-hand side, it takes about an hour and a half. So it's not huge, it's not a large, and it takes that long because you have to go around this coastal road or across the northern coastal road. So yeah, very, very easy to get around. So without further ado, let me start on our journey of discovery. We shall start down in the southern western tip down here. I've already pointed out the airport, Crown Point, down here, and the town of Crown Point is down here. So this is the area where, if you have any clients who particularly want to enjoy some nightlife, who want to go to Pigeon Point Heritage Park, which is this point here, and enjoy some water sports, kite surfing, windsurfing, the more genteel water sports activities such as glass bottom boats, stand-up paddle boarding. They want to learn any of this or just relax on Pigeon Point beach area. It's a heritage park, so it's all blocked off and preserved. Then they need to be down in the southern western tip of the island. All the nightlife is down in Prime Point, particularly on a Friday and a Saturday night, or up in Baku, as you can see in this area here, on a Sunday night, because we have a street party called Sunday School, which happens every single Sunday. So if they want the verve, they want that action, loads of different restaurants and bars all down in the southern western part of the island. If you want that sort of action and that sort of a verve, then you need to be down in the southern western tip. But as we journey up along here, where you can see my pointer, my arrow, actually before we move on, actually this video actually highlights a little journey into this area here, which is the Bon Accord Lagoon, which is where we have the bioluminescence experience as well. So even things which are unique as bioluminescence, they still happen down in the southern western tip of the island. So yeah, let's move further up the island along this particular coast here, Mount Irving Bay, all the way up to Great Corlin Bay, up to Plymouth, which is the sort of second town in Tobago. Now this area is also full of loads of hotels. Some of our best fine dining restaurants are in this particular area here, and the cat is going crazy. But this is also the area between March and September where we have the leatherback turtles nesting. So if you have any clients who particularly want to have that beautiful, unique, wonderful, perhaps once in a lifetime type experience, it's easily accessible along this particular part of Tobago. There's loads of villas, there's apartments, as well as some of our some lovely hotels. And even if you're down in the Crown Point area, it's only 25 minutes up to this particular part of the island here. And in fact, we have been staying down here, and some of our DMCs have said, look, if you want to do a turtle watch, they will come and meet you and drive you up there, because the turtles are on the nest on the beach laying their eggs for like over an hour. Sometimes like 2. So there is plenty of time to go up there and again, when we do it, we have turtle watch, so we have wardens on the beaches, and if you're staying in one of the hotels up there and there's nightlife going on, they turn off the lights, they turn off the music. It's non-intrusive. There's no flash photography, there's no bright torches. Obviously you have to do this in the dark, and you have to allow the animals to nest in it is their natural habitat. So we do it in a really, really non-intrusive way, and yeah, really, really spectacular, really, really beautiful, and it happens all along. In fact, it does happen all along this northern coast, but this is where there's a lot of properties, so this is where you can actually have that interaction. But let's move further up along the coast. And as we move further up, we come to perhaps my favorite part of Tobago. As you can see, you've got 3 images here. In fact, you've got a video here, and this is Englishman's Bay, which is right here. This image down here is Castara Bay before that, and over here is Parle-Touvier over here. Now, Parle-Touvier and Castara are fishing villages. Yeah, and because Castara's got a couple of properties, or I think 116 room and 120 room property, a smaller sort of B&B 1 or 2 bedroom properties. Parle-Touvier has only smaller properties, really like 2 or 3 bedrooms or Airbnb sort of type experiences. There are some villas up in the hills surrounding here, but down along the coast area, there is nothing huge, nothing large, nothing expansive. The reason why this is my favorite part of the island is because this is where, if you have clients who want that true, authentic, down-to-earth village life, Caribbean experience, this is where they come and stay. This is where you'll come and experience that in Tobago. You can actually do multi-centers. One of the bigger things that we're pushing at the moment, and is actually selling very well, is spending some time down in the southwest, where they have a little bit more nightlife, where they have all the choice in the world with regards to restaurants and bars and that sort of thing. And up here, don't get me wrong, there's still some nightlife, there's still some activities of an evening, but it's a lot more genteel. For example, on Castara Bay on a Wednesday night, right at the end of this beach area here, there's a bar where they have drummers, the local drummers. Sometimes there's like 6 or 7 drummers around at one particular bar, playing the drums. You can have some food, have some drink there, have a nice vibe, have a nice lime. And then there's a bar much closer to this property where this image is taken from along here, where on a Thursday night they have bonfires. They have a bonfire along on the beach, and then they have a sound system playing music, and you'd have people there playing dominoes and just again drinking cheap rum, listening to music, talking to people, interacting with the locals, and basically enjoying village life. And this is where, if you have clients or you yourself want that real down-to-earth experience where you're in a village mixing with the locals, then this is the part of Tobago to experience it. And in between, you have perhaps the best, the most Robinson Crusoe type experience is in Englishman's Bay. And as you can see on this gorgeous stretch of beach, there's no properties, there's no building. There's one building which is about here, and that is a two-story building, and it's got a restaurant up at the top, and it's got a gift shop down below, and that is it. There's a couple of swings, sort of wooden swing areas there. This is where you will come and just spend the whole day just sitting back and enjoying this gorgeous, gorgeous beach. All right, so if you want that sort of real down-to-earth experience, and staying up here is really, really cool. Loads of waterfalls nearby for you to just walk through, go to a wander, bird watching, the rainforest, which I will talk about shortly. All of these things are within easy grasp of staying in this local area. So that's probably why it's my favorite area as well. All right, so anyway, let us move on around the island and go to this northwestern tip. Come on, where do I go? Yay! Now, all around this whole northeastern peninsula, we've got Charlottesville on this side and we've got Speyside on this side. And all around here is some of the best diving in the whole of the Caribbean, I would say, but definitely in Tobago. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous, real crystal clear waters during the right season. That's during the winter months. Crystal clear waters. In fact, this image here, you see those bubbles coming up there? I survived. That's me. That's me breathing out up there. So enjoying this fantastic dive. This was a couple of years ago diving there. Really, really gorgeous, really strong, vibrant coral systems. Some of the best I've ever seen. Really, really rich, vibrant marine life down here. Nothing big. If you've got divers who want to go and see the big, huge, you know, big things, then it's not, we don't have too many big things that swim in our waters. Having said that, we do have seasonal what they call hammerhead sharks that pass by. People have seen whale sharks here. We definitely will have eagle and manta rays, as well as, you know, there's like hundreds, as you can see from the image down the bottom, loads of stingrays. So yeah, those sort of medium-sized things you'll definitely, and of course nurse sharks. On these dives, when I was diving for that week on this trip, I saw a nurse shark practically every single dive. So you know that we have nurse sharks there, so they're kind of medium-sized bigs, but nothing humongous. No, you know, don't come here if you want to see the big whales, or you're coming to dive with sharks like you just saw in the Bahamas. That's not the kind of experience that you'll have here. So yeah, gorgeous diving, beginners all the way up to advanced. So we've got some lovely drift diving around this area here as well, and wrecks. We've got some wrecks down in the southwestern part of the island as well. So there's diving all over, but up here I think is kind of the most spectacular diving that we have. So let's move away from this area here. You can see there's Little Tobago before I move away. So Little Tobago has a bird sanctuary. So if people who want to watch birds, to go bird watching, ornithologists, to see some birds, then this is where you can go, Little Tobago, and because we have seabirds that nest in Little Tobago. In fact, we have huge colonies of seabirds nesting on some of these islands that surround that northern peninsula. But Little Tobago is the one where you can get a boat to and go and visit in between Goat Island and Speyside over here. But let's carry on further down the island. Come on, you can do it, yay! And then we come round to Roxburgh and work our way up to the Main Ridge Forest. Now, the Main Ridge Forest Reserve, in fact, this whole northeastern part of Tobago is UNESCO listed. This is UNESCO Man and Biosphere listed. So that incorporates three elements. Some of the villages that I've mentioned, starting from Costara, Parle-Touvier, Charlottesville, Speyside, Roxburgh, all of these islands with regards to sustainability efforts that they offer. Up in Charlottesville, they have a coral replantation facility there. So there's coral preservation and replantation, and the Main Ridge Forest Reserve, which is the oldest protected rainforest in the Western Hemisphere. Okay, so those three elements, the villages, the coral, the water, the coral preservation, and the preservation of our Main Ridge Forest Reserve all go together for the UNESCO Man and Biosphere designation that this northeastern part of Tobago has. all right, which is fantastic for us. So with regards to the forest, as I said, you can't cut down anything. There's no deforestation in any shape or form. As you can see from the bottom right hand, this is a fam trip video that we took where we are taking a trek through the rainforest. You can drive up to the entrances along here. And if you have your own car and just potter around for yourself, I would always suggest get a guide, because you could be walking for like 2 hours, an hour in and an hour back, and just see green stuff. With a guide, as you can see from this video, we're stopping every few minutes and the guide is explaining what we're seeing and talking about the plants, about the animals, some of the insects that was a scorpion spider that he just took out of its little nest there. All these little things which you and me as a layman would literally just walk past because we wouldn't know where to look. Trapdoor spiders, there's all sorts of little interesting little things in there. There's snakes, but there's nothing venomous, so don't worry. I don't know panicking. But yeah, really, really gorgeous. So always get a guide. Also, this is also an area, come on, down here you can see, I'm waiting for the slides. Yeah, here we go. Down here you can see Argyle Waterfalls, which is perhaps our most spectacular waterfall, which is a 3-tiered waterfall, really, really beautiful. And there you go, the video is finally working. And I did mention some of the waterfalls along this area, like Castara's got one that you can walk to, Palatuvier's also got one. Gorgeous waterfalls that you can explore, easily accessible. And of course, the rainforest, I mentioned the seabirds in Little Tobago. Also, the main ridge has the forest birds that Tobago has to offer. Up to 6 different species of hummingbirds, over 260 different species of birds in all, encompassing the whole of the islands. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous, really, really beautiful. Even if you're not into bird watching, absolutely fascinating, a gorgeous, beautiful experience. And I think Sarah's coming on to hint that I'm really exceeding my time. So this is my last slide. And this just takes us further round to Scarborough, which is the capital of Tobago. This is Fort King George, which overlooks Scarborough. It also has the Museum of Tobago, National Museum of Tobago, within Fort King George. So again, a gorgeous place to visit, great for shopping, fantastic for history, obviously with regards to the museum. So yeah, a wonderful way to stop and learn a little bit more about the history and the heritage that Tobago has to offer. And that, oh, stop it, cat. That is the finest. Now, Sarah, do I have a couple of minutes to do my video, which is the next slide?
We're a little bit too far over.
Okay?
Stephen, we've
Have
gone
I gone too far over? Right, okay. Well, thank you very much. That's okay. It's not a problem. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that presentation and you got a nice sort of feel of what Tobago has to offer. And that is it. Thank you very much.
Super, thank you very much, Stephen. Okay, Stephen, you do have a question in Q&A, but if I can ask you to go and answer that while we're doing the quiz. So as a reminder, everybody that's on the webinar today gets a prize draw point. If you are the fastest finger with the correct answer, you get your 10 points. I'll then put you all in a magic spin to win. So if everybody can go to chat, make sure that your drop down says everyone. And Carolyn, as you went first, you are the one that's going to ask the first question.
Okay. Which of our 3 villas offers reduced occupancy and bed and breakfast option?
Oh, a bit of a mix here. Everyone knows the names, which is good, but yeah, that
Very good.
question. So let's have a look. The first person was Jackie, who said blue. Is that correct?
Incorrect. It's
Okay,
indigo.
Okay, so Charlene was the first person with that correct
Yeah, I saw it come up. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well done, everybody, on the names, though.
I know, it's really good to know all the names.
Impressive.
Super. Thank you very much. Okay, Franz.
Okay, which of our islands is best known for the swimming pigs experience?
Dum, dum, dum. Going right the way up to the top. So, first person said Abaco.
Incorrect.
Okay, next person said Louise, I think you're trying to say it, but Debbie said Exuma.
That's correct.
Okay, Debbie, you have your points. Debbie, just popping your name down here. Perfect. And Stephen.
Yes, nice and easy one because I only just said it a few seconds ago. How many hummingbirds does Tobago have?
How many species are in general? How many?
Well, well, if it was how many, yeah, I should rephrase that. How many different species of hummingbird? That's correct. You're
Someone
absolutely
said
right.
it.
There's probably thousands of hummingbirds, but there
Mhm.
are only 6 different species of hummingbirds. So that was Kerry. Is that Kerry Meredith?
Kerry has her 10 points. Perfect. Well, don't worry. I will send a copy of the recording out. You will be copied in with all of the hosts. So if you have any further questions, please do let them know. If you need any content or you want Franz's amazing video, let him know. Caroline, you're going to send through the link to get onto the website when you do your follow-up as well. So all good. It is nearly the weekend. I will send all this out tomorrow and let you know who the winners are. So a big thank you to Carolyn, Franz, and Stephen for your time today, and Melissa, that's not there but hiding. And then we heard a man's voice coming over. So thank you, everybody. It's the weekend. Have a great one. Book lots of the Caribbean, and we will see you all very soon. Thank you.
Thank you guys very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.